Hello everybody, this is Colton from Coffee&Combat. What you're about to see is quite possibly the most boring video that you will ever watch, and in fact if you make it through the whole thing, I commend you for it, and I applaud you for it. The thing is that I got a Game Capture HD by Elgato, I think is what it's called, and I recorded a bunch of footage, but what I didn't realize was that a lot of this footage is boring. In fact, right here what you're seeing is that I'm shooting an arrow at a toad in the sky. Who wants to see that? But nonetheless, I decided to record a bunch of footage, and I've got to do something with it, and so I've got it, and so I'm going to commentate over it. So if you enjoy it, I'm surprised, and I honestly wonder what's wrong with you. But if you stick through it, then hey, let's have a good time. Pretty much, like I said, it's going to be very boring, and I don't even know what to talk about, so I thought I'd just talk about boring stuff in my life. Pretty much this is just a spitball in here. Just going to tell you what's going on with me, what's going on with the channel, what's going on with everything. Pretty much, me and my friend Chase Martin have gotten together, and we wanted to create a channel for us to have fun. That's really all it's about. We're not expecting for anybody to watch these videos or get popular or anything, because the whole gameplay market is just oversaturated. All we would ever be is a bunch of white noise in a clouded market, and so really there's no reason to strive for anything. But you know what, it's a cool concept, and it does something to make us happy and have fun. So pretty much what it is that we're going to play games, and as you can see, I'm playing Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Chase Martin, as far as I know, is not a fan of Legend of Zelda, so I figure that Legend of Zelda is only going to be when I'm playing by myself. I think what Chase and I are going to do together is play like Modern Warfare, and you can criticize us about how they're terrible games, and we will agree with you. They are terrible games, but the thing is that we have a lot of fun doing it, and so we're going to play those because we enjoy it. And what we're going to do is we're going to commentate. Sure, it can be a little bit about the game, but most likely it's going to be about things that we want to talk about. And the whole concept of sitting down and having coffee is to catch up with our personal lives, but to talk about topics that a lot of people don't talk about. Pretty much what we're gonna do is talk about things that are completely unrelated in the gaming community. Pretty much what we want to talk about, but I think what we're trying to tackle is just concepts, deep concepts, and discussing them. I don't think it's really going to be much political stuff, but just observing the world around us and trying to find something in there. And so pretty much it's just like sitting down, having coffee with us, and watching us play games, shooting people. Like, who doesn't like that? And so yeah, this is pretty much what we want to do. It's something that we can have fun with. He lives about 2 hours away from where I live, so we don't see each other anymore. But this is a good way for us to connect, and we've been best friends for a very long time. And honestly, because he moved away, we haven't talked in a long time. But I think that this is going to be a good way for us to connect and get that relationship back. Not like it's any need of repairing or anything. It's just good to be able to talk with one another and have fun and doing something that we always have enjoyed doing, which is video games. So yeah, pretty much you understand, I suppose, right now of what the channel is about. Like I said, we're not expecting, to get popular or anything. We're just doing this to have fun, and if we pick up some friends along with the way, that's awesome. And if you're watching this and stumble on it and you've actually gotten this far, once again, I commend you. I'm surprised that you're still here, but that's awesome, and I welcome your presence and welcome. And if you're here and you're gonna stick with us till the end, then just put a comment in the below. Just say, hey guys, I'm here, and we will virtually hug you And if you don't like hugs, we will give you a handshake. Um, if you don't like touching, well, too bad, because we touch a lot of people. Take that however you want. As you can see right here, these, I don't even know what they're called, Munchkins? No, they're not called Munchkins. Those are the most annoying things in this game. Fire and these Munchkins, they've got pitchforks and they hurt a lot. But it's okay, I'm about to shoot this guy. Is that it? Nope. That's not. Oh, I'm gonna shoot this guy. There goes the ladder. I'm gonna climb up this ladder. I'm gonna climb it up so good. But I gotta give me some hots. Also, I've got OCD, so passing that pot that was flickering really bothered me. Like, unnaturally bothered me. What is that guy doing there? Why is he just laying down? Get up, silly. Get up. Just get up. Oh, there you go. But yeah, so now that's over. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want me to talk about? I got a platform chart. Oh, anyway, yeah, what you're seeing here, what I'm pretty much doing is probably the most boring side quest in all of Wind Waker. It's just to get a piece of heart. What I'm trying to do is get all the pieces of heart in the game. I would like to do 100% complete of the game, but that takes too much, and the treasure charts are just really boring to get, and it's useless, so I'm trying to just get all the pieces of heart. Having said that, I think I missed one already, and I don't think I'm going to go back once I beat the game. But what I'm about to do is go through the trading sequence, and I'm going to talk to a bunch of Gorons and trade a bunch of stuff, lose a lot of rupees just to get one piece of heart, but I also get some pretty cool armor out of it. So if you're wanting to get 100% of the game, you've gotten this far, then maybe this guide can help you or something. Just understand that you got to go to these 3 islands. One is Bomb Island, the next is Mother and Child Island, I think. And there's also one on a raft near Great Fish Isle. So pretty much what you're doing is you go to these people and you're supposed to go to Windfall and get a flower from Zurai, I think his name is. And you go take that to one of these Gorons, and then you go to another Goron and give him what he gave you, and you just pretty much trade up to get a piece of heart. It's a long process, but I am using a walkthrough guide, and y'all can judge me. I completely understand. It's pretty stupid. I like to figure things out on my own. Having said that, if I figured things out on my own, then I wouldn't get all the pieces of heart, which is for some reason the thing that I like to do the most. I don't know why. I just love it. So to get all the pieces of heart, I have to use a guide. And I feel really ashamed saying that, so I'm just gonna soak in the judgment right now, and I hope that you can forgive me. Anyway, so if you want to know the quickest way to get what you're looking for, the piece of heart or the special armor, then go look it up on the guide. I use Zelda Dungeon dot something, I don't know. I realize that my commentary is probably not helpful at all, so you can just figure it out on your own. But yeah, so like I said, this is the most boring part of the game, and I'm doing a commentary on it and publishing it on YouTube for all to see. That's how much faith I have in what we're doing here. But you know what? I'm enjoying it. Anyway, so I guess I'll tell you a little bit about me and what you can expect from this channel. First of all, I'm a Christian. I'm just going to get that out of the way. This is going to be coming from a Christian standpoint. I understand that people aren't really into like bringing religion into media and entertainment, and I get that. I completely understand. I, for one, don't like Christian music. Don't like Christian movies. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it seems subpar. Uh, I would, if I went to see God's Not Dead, and then I went to see Spotlight, which just won the Academy Award for Best Picture, then I'm gonna love Spotlight because it's a better movie. It's well done, well made, and God's Not Dead is just not good. It's just not good, and in fact, if you ask me, it's just a attempt to get money um, out of the Christian or the Christian community. Because if they don't go see that movie and pay money to see that movie, then it's almost like they expect to be insecure about their faith. It's almost a way of validating their faith to go pay money to see a Christian movie, which I think is completely backwards than from what Jesus talked about, especially when he went into the temple and started clearing out people because the money exchangers. I mean, look at that, and then tell me if it's a good idea to go see God's Not Dead too. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're two different situations, but still, I think the same message applies. Same with Christian music. I think Christian music is okay if I'm going to worship and right before I listen to the Word of God being preached, but I don't want to drive to work hearing the same 4 words repeated 32 times. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some good Christian music. In fact, I love a lot of Christian hard rock, such as Blindside. I used to like Skillet, don't really like them anymore because they're bad. Like For Today, but they're quitting now. That sucks. I like some Christian rap, but not really. But really what I'm into right now is orchestral music. Like right now, what you're listening to is Thomas Bergerson, and I'm going to go ahead and make a quick pitch in this video saying that if you like orchestral music, then check out Thomas Bergerson. I do not own any rights to any of his music, and so there you go. That's a disclaimer already. But go ahead and check him out. Spotify that business, or look him up on iTunes. It's really awesome, really good stuff. Also like Olafur Arnalds, and I probably butchered his name, but I really like him. But I really like also Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is very poetic in his rap, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. And what's even cooler is that from a Christian standpoint, you see him when he's rapping, he's searching for truth, and he claims to be a Christian, and I'm not here to judge whether he is or whether he isn't. Some of the fruits, in my opinion, don't add up, but despite all the crap that we could debate over and whatnot, take that all away, I still see a guy that's searching for truth, for righteousness and wisdom, and no matter what, whether it's a Christian or whether it's not, that's a beautiful thing to see, and that's what we should all be doing. But that's a good way to segue into this. The thing is, like I said, going back to the whole, I'm a Christian, and this channel is by 2 Christians. We are Christians, and like I said, I understand if people don't think that should be in media and entertainment, and once again, I get that, but I'm not going to deny who I am for the sake of that, and being a Christian is a huge part of my life. In fact, I'm a preacher of the gospel. I'm not going to deny that, but like I said, going back to Kendrick Lamar, I think the most important thing from anybody, and this goes to Christians, to non-Christians, to Muslims, to Catholics, to Buddhists, to anybody who's even not religious, atheist, whatever, I think it's important for every single person to take responsibility and search for absolute truth. Not subjective truth, but complete objective truth. And if in their search for wisdom and truth, they find out that everything is not objective, in fact nothing is objective, and everything is subjective because we're just in a universe traveling through time and space, of nothing, and nothing matters, and everything is subjective, then I applaud you for going on the journey and coming to that conclusion on your own. I really do. I would rather somebody pick up the word of God, the Bible, read it, and become an atheist and be more sure of their atheism after reading it than for a Christian to go throughout their whole life not really knowing what they believe. Having said that, this is a good time to mention I was born in a Christian home. I was born into Christianity. Not my second birth, but my first birth. Came to a family of a preacher, of a preacher's wife who was saved, and they taught us right, and they taught us manners, and they taught us how to study the Word of God. And so I went a very long time in my life not really knowing what I believed. I was a Christian because I grew up in a Christian home. I was saved at the age of 12, and I had a lot of doubts about my salvation after that because I didn't know really what it was, what I did, or how to become saved. But then I went through a period in my life where I kind of stepped back, I kind of sat down, and I made myself, I didn't do it in one sitting, but I pretty much told myself, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to put the time and the effort to figure this out. And so, finally, and it was only about a few years ago, 3 years ago maybe, that I finally understood what I believe. And and I have tested Christianity, I've tested the Word of God, and it seems to prove itself to me. And I see that, salvation isn't by me, it's by what Jesus did. And so anyway, I'm sorry guys, I was planning honestly to make a commentary about my testimony, and I know I've kind of already scratched over it y'all are probably tired of it, and once again, like I said, probably most of you have already left by now, and I can't blame y'all, so I'm just gonna cut that. But anyway, I'm going back to the fact that what this channel is about is it's two Christians, but I hope and pray that what this channel becomes is two guys sitting down talking about not just Christian things, but things that we can strive toward absolute truth, absolute wisdom. And I'm not even talking about Christianity and God and the subject. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's at least half of it. In fact, it's probably 3/4 of it. But the whole, let's just take the situations that we see in pop culture. We see on one side and this just happened because there was a shooting in Dallas after protests of two different shootings in 2 different days of 2 African American lives being taken away by cops. So you have one side of people who look at the cops abusing their power and shooting innocent black people or innocent people in general. And I guess it doesn't have to be a race thing. That's kind of what it is, from my opinion. But it doesn't have to be. Just the cops abusing their rights and killing people when they don't have to. But then you have the other side who supports cops, and we see that the shooting, and I think we can all agree that the shooting was wrong for the cops. But you have another section of people who say, well, that's not right. That's, police are there for protection. They're there to protect us and uphold the law, and they're getting killed because of it. And so I'm wondering if me and Chase can talk about these kinds of subjects and try to find the right answer, because there's 2 big opinions, and maybe there's not a right answer. Maybe it is subjective, but maybe there is objective, and maybe we can discuss something to come to our own conclusions that we believe that we have found the objective truth of that situation, and not just that situation, but all situations, everything in our lives, and what we want to talk about, and what we want to do, and how how much fun we want to have, and I want everybody to be able to watch this channel and be a part of that journey. Anyway, that was a long rant. Secondly, uh, going back to the whole police shooting, I'm honestly in the category of police police officers are just there for our protection. And in fact, I support the officers. I support our local police department, and I think they're doing a great job. That's where I stand. Uh, Nothing against the other group. That's just where I'm at. But what I'm hoping once again is for this channel to be a way to find that truth in not just that situation, but other situations. And so, I also work in a fast food restaurant. It's nothing big. It's just life, Got to get that money somehow. It's a pretty easy job. I don't know if I can tell you where I work. I'm pretty sure I can. I work at Raising Cane's. I don't know if anybody in the north knows where that is. It's pretty big in the south, or at least it's becoming big. It's good chicken, but the thing is that the menu's so simple. There's like 4 items on the menu, and so working in a fast food restaurant that only serves chicken and you only have 4 items on the menu, it makes it really easy. And I've been there for almost 4 years, and so I'm not saying that I'm any good at my job. I'm just saying that 4 years means that you get a few raises along the way, so it's pretty nice money, and it's easy money. And I want to move on with my life, because nothing against the company, it's a great company, but his name was Zunari, by the way, not Zunrai. But who wants to be in a fast food restaurant their whole life, So I'm looking to move up. But having said that, it's such a nice job, and I highly recommend it for anybody who wants a good job and they work well. Anyway, this is not a pitch for Raising Cane's. I did not mean for that to happen. I don't mean for a lot of things to happen. Anyway, this man makes me happy with his mustache. And he's got a snowball on his head that perpetually moves, not perpetually moves and bobs around. So now I'm gonna glow purple. Or is that pink? Purple, pink. I'm gonna slash this man. Slash him good. And I'm gonna go around and around. This piggy. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Don't know any of you, so I can't really say that you're awesome, but I'm sure you're awesome. Thanks for tuning in, and once again, you're my friend if you made it this far. Bye.